Hello, everyone, and welcome back to River City's Girl. We got 2,000 EXP and $150. Yay.
And Ken released an album, apparently, called Better Than You. Wasn't much of a hit.
So all the stuff that Megan sings in this, unlike the first one, it was just kind of like stuff Megan just wanted to sing. In this version, I really wanted the lyrics to be, they are pretty much like what the boss is feeling or their motivation before you fight them. So all the lyrics of Better Than You is like Ken's point of view.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely noticed that in the Witchwoods later. How well it
That was
matches
the first
boss.
one we did, and that was like, oh my god, Megan, you nailed it! Like, thank you.
It was a great song.
I asked for Sarah Jessica Parker and Hocus Pocus, how she was trying to like lure the children, but I was like, but do the opposite. Like she's Blair the witch is trying to lure the children to leave her alone.
Huh.
Yeah, I think they really nailed that.
Yep.
And now that I know that this song's about Ken too, it really fits.
Yep.
So it was about this point in my first playthrough where, while I was playing as Ricky, I discovered the hair comb attack, where Ricky will just comb his hair straight backward and smack the enemy with a comb. And it was such a stylish finisher that I used it at every opportunity I could. Man.
And that's the thing. I'm very trying to be on top of the fact that like all their moves should be a representation of their character. Like even Provy, if you listen to her doing combos, because she does dance, she is calling out each of the things. So she'll actually say like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like she's counting the beats. So I try to make sure that everybody had their specific moveset and their character was like being represented through their moveset.
Oh yeah, that is a big thing for me in particularly the stylish action genre.
Yeah.
Where the character's personality can shine through in the way they fight. It's a major element in Devil May Cry. Maybe not so much God of War and Ninja Gaiden, but well, I guess unless you count Unbridled Rage as Kratos' personality.
That guy in Wardrobe is another crossover cameo. He's from the arcade game Commentaries. There was the Super Nintendo version as well. But that's the one where you just play as those three big dudes, and it just looks like, I don't know, bigger, muscly version of like River City Ransom.
Oh.
So yeah, he's a Technos verse. I call it the Technos verse because even in Underground, I did add in the Double Dragon guys and the Bobo, and then it just kind of kept, I don't know, expanding from there. So yeah, this guy.
Ah.
I will do another little reference. I'll send it over here.
Well, Belova, okay. Easy. I haven't had a chance to actually play River City Underground. I know of it by reputation, and I've seen a lot of it here, there, and everywhere. But every time I mean to pick the game up, I'm like, but this other game's coming out next week. I should save my money for that. Or there's an update for a game I already own, and I know I'm going to be playing that for the next month. And I'm just like, okay, River City Underground can wait for a sale. And then I forget all about it by the time a sale happens, and it's like, oh, god damn it. Kyoko, you're doing it again.
I forget the game exists as well. It's been 9 years or 8 years now. So yeah, it's been a while.
I didn't actually become aware of River City Underground until after River City Girls. Because I always knew River City Ransom was a game that existed, but for, I want to say, a good 5 or 6 years, it was just a game that I heard Guru Larry mention every 3 or 4 videos, and that sort of thing, because It's just on. The whole series is just on systems I never owned growing up.
Yeah. There's Kyoko on her phone again. Typical Kyoko.
Well, I was equipping the power glove that we just got,
Oh.
which shocks enemies, and it was actually a really cool mechanic once I actually figured out how it worked. So we'll see that coming up a lot.
Oh, I was like, did somebody pick up the saxophone? All right, there it is.
What I haven't realized yet is that none of these benches actually drop money or anything.
Nope.
At least not that I noticed.
There is a mission later that breaking objects comes into play. There's like hidden objects. Here's another like, that's Reika. It's like, that's another classic Kunio-kun character, but it's like she obviously most likely didn't look like that in the original versions, but it's like we had some, wiggle room with what we could do with these characters.
Candy store.
I love how...
I think we're actually a bit out of sync right now. We are at about 6 minutes and 15 seconds in the video.
Yeah,
Yes.
for me.
What time are we at?
There we go. All right.
Okay, so let's see. What was I? I had something in mind. I lost it. That happens all the time. You mentioned Reiko, who's at the previous store actually.
Yeah.
Where did you say she came from?
She's just a Kunio-kun character, and it's like
Just a general Kunio-kun character.
Yeah, we had so much wiggle room with each of these characters that we could explore like new looks for them and kind of new attitudes, because maybe, I don't know, 0.00001% of the population be like, wait, Rick is not supposed to be like that. It's like, nobody's gonna really know these obscure Kunio-kun characters, except for, like I said, Arc System Works will.
But like, where in the games did she come from, though? Is what I wanna.
Well, here's the thing: is River City Girls the first one? That was the 50th game in the Kunio-kun franchise. So I don't know where she came from. She's one of the 49 other games.
Oh man. Oh.
And some of them
geez.
could be like as obscure as like Misako and Kyoko are obscure characters. They showed up in only that River City Girls Zero, the Tachino Banka game. Like that was their first appearance, and then there was an 8-bit version of them. But other than that, they were so kind of obscure. We could do more with them.
Yeah, it's because like. There's even a joke about that in the first game where like they're so obscure that like Kunio and Ricky don't know who they are.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is, Mommy and Hasebe are, as I always describe them, they are kind of the Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane Watson of the Kunio-kun franchise. But in the first game, they are kind of like the adversaries.
Was Ark really resistant to that, considering they're kind of the main girls, or were they kind of like, yeah, let's do something different?
No, because this is mainly going off of that Tachino Banka game that was the Super Famicom game. Like that's why they are like they're bigger sprites, they're bigger characters. They're not the small like little chibi. We have giant heads kind of thing.
Yeah,
so it's more based on that kind of version.
The at the time, the Kunio-kun franchise sort of split off into the more chibi series that River City Ransom spun off of, and the more like down to earth delinquent violence kind of series. And a lot of that, if I recall, was because they wanted to have a series that was a bit more family friendly. Relatively speaking, rather than the like aged up sort of older teen appeal of the I guess you could say the original series.
Yeah.
And for all the cartoony humor of River City Girls, it does spin off more from the serious business delinquent violence version of the series.
Yeah, and that's why we wanted to release that that version that we call the River City Girls Zero, because it's kind of like a, hey, here's the Hobbit book compared to, the Lord of the Rings trilogy everybody's more familiar with.
Well,
Like,
I
this
mean,
is where these characters came from.
sure. If The Hobbit was the adult one and The Lord of the Rings was the kids' book,
Oh, I'm just saying, like, where is this stuff being referenced from? And, like, where did they even come from?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, this is now nighttime, so this is the day-night cycle.
Oh yeah, this game has that. I forgot.
Oh boy, we can catch hoots now.
The actual audio changes in the game as well, so you'll hear more like police sirens and stuff like that in the background, and you can hear like crickets. So Kevin, the audio director and designer, really went to town on like putting all this like nuanced stuff in there. At first, I was going to make some of the stores only open at night and some are open during day, but kind of figured that might get annoying sometimes. So everything's just open 24 hours, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was a good decision.
Yeah, probably was. I mean, this isn't like Morrowind, where you go into the weapon shop at 3 a.m. and the shopkeeper's in the same place, and it feels really weird because of the genre. So yeah, I say go for it.
There are some missions that you can only accomplish at night, though. So there is some stuff in there, but I didn't want to be too, I don't know, overzealous with making night missions.
So let me say that I was really, really, really surprised to find the final boss of the previous game just chilling out in the street here.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, wait, what?
Hello again.
But yeah, so Sabiko here is actually like not on board with what her father is doing, surprisingly. I probably should have caught that in the opening cutscene with that serious look at it, with that serious face close up they did, but yeah, this caught me completely off guard. Don't tell the enemy that, Kyoko. Oh, see, Misako's on my wavelength. I didn't even remember she said that line.
And no spoilers, but stuff happens with her later. That's all I'll say.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. So, Sabiko here is going to be giving us some helpful hints on how to proceed, and a bit of help here and there.
So yeah, this is what I still consider, like Ken was your tutorial boss. Like this isn't a tutorial necessarily, but this is, hey, here's how we do missions as well. So once you get through this mission, this is when the game turns into the more open world. I'm not trying to push them along anymore. They can go whatever direction they want after you beat this mission.
Yep. I actually did kind of appreciate the way River City Girls 2 started, because like the first game was actually a lot more straightforward, so it didn't really require as much in terms of like knowing how to go about exploring the world and getting everything done. But this one is like, well, look at this map. It's all over the place.
Well, and
it's
that
like
also, the red is also, that's something I took from the first-person Resident Evil games, starting with the Village, is when you were in an area, they would color code it to where it's like, if it's grayed out, don't worry about trying to search every drawer and stuff. There's nothing to find here anymore. So in this, it's similar to that, to where, hey, here's a question mark, or if you see that a level is red, it's like, there's something in here. I'm not saying what it is. I'm not going to hold your hand and like, it's right over here. But there might be a secret. There might be a thing in this level to do still. So, but once it's grayed out, that just means it's like, yeah, you're done here. You don't have to like break everything and try to find like some hidden platform or something in here.
Yeah, I think that was something that Resident Evil started doing with the first remake, actually.
Oh, really? Gotcha.
Yeah, where the maps would tell you like which rooms you've fully cleared out. It's a useful thing to have in a map, because like
Wait, real quick, did the remake come out first or did Village?
Village, I think, might have come out after this. I'm not sure.
You might be thinking of Remake 2.
You might be thinking of Remake 2, yeah. Remake 2 had an excellent map. It didn't just tell you what rooms you'd cleared out. If you spotted an item, like if an item crossed your camera for a picosecond and you didn't notice it, it would get marked on the map.
Gotcha. That is awesome.
So, very useful maps. And it's a good feature to have in these kind of explory games because, like, in the really old Resident Evils and Silent Hills and everything else, I lost so much time just running from room to room, trying to figure out where I'd already been because it had been a week since I last played, and it's like, okay, what have I done? What did I do? And then lose because I died.
Now that is something I've tried to tell like my team. It's like we can't expect, like what you just described is something. It's like we can't expect players to just be glued to this. They have lives outside of this, and like anytime I come back to a Metal Gear game, if I took like 2 weeks off, there's so many controls. Like Metal Gear 5, I had no idea what I was doing, where I was in the story. I forgot how to even open up a box, like a cardboard box, and get inside of it or slide out of it. Like I forgot all that stuff.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
rare games on the N64 for me were like, hold down Z and press C right to do the thing, and then if you do it on the button, it'll do this. It's like, just stop.
That's why, like what those Spider-Man games do, they're like, hey, press this to like web boost, do this to like launch off here. They still give you those contextual things, but that's why in the cell phone, if you look at your Honker app, it has all the like tutorial things, and it has kind of a feed of like what you've already done.
Yeah. It's just like, I have the worst time when I pick up a game and get like halfway through it and then have to drop it for a month because I just don't have any more time in my life anymore. And then I try to get back to it in the middle and I'm just like, oh, what do all these buttons do? My muscle memory is dead.
Yeah, that's why every single tutorial that pops up shows up as like a honker, kind of like I don't know, like a post, like it's a social media post.
In the next game, are you going to make a joke about how it's called Y now instead of Honker?
It's Honker and Snapper. So one is a goose, one is a turtle.
Oh man, my brain is slow. I just realized what Snapper was referencing to, and I'm just like, oh, why am I so like not with it? I'm at the right age. Why am I already in that hello fellow kids era when it comes to social media?
You need a caffeinated fizzy fuzz.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I am pretty tired right now. I just got home from work before we started this. My brain is fried. What is King doing here?
So that is I will pull up another reference to put in.
Is there an armored King color variant of that guy?
This guy predates King. Let's see if I can find a image of him. Oh, there he is.
Well, I know King is based off of like a real life like wrestler who uses a tiger mask.
So I will put this guy in here as well.
Oh no, he escaped.
No, I recruited him.
Oh, you recruited him. I thought we were going for the gut punch.
Yeah, no, we finally used the recruitment system a little bit.
So in the image I just posted, you'll see the tiger mask at the very bottom left.
Okay, let me see.
I'm posting everything he gives me in general. Yeah. Behind the scenes.
Oh, neat.
Oh, I see.
And you can even see a little Misako in the background there too.
Ah, you're right. Huh.
That is Godai at the bottom left as well. With the big creepy smile and eyes.
I just saw it. It was just like, ugh, stop. I refuse to believe that guy doesn't know exactly what he's doing.
I love the BRB on the bank.
It's this guy.
Oh, so that was me putting in, like, it's nighttime, so it doesn't make sense that the bank would be open. So I just would draw these, like, little things on the night layers. So the night layers were actually kind of, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you've ever done the dishes just to get away from everything, and just, like, you're just kind of meditating, just doing dishes so you could, like, contemplate. Like, doing the night layers was kind of my doing the dishes. Just
productive procrastination?
Yes. I'm just sitting there making, like, oh, I'll draw a little light here. I'll put the BRB thing over here. And then over here, too, you can see the employees. There's usually 2 employees behind the over here. Are we desynced again, I'm thinking?
No, we're good.
No, we are exactly on point. I was just thinking that, like, the BRB signs is something that I would actually, like, do in real life for my own business if I didn't know for certain that real life people are too stupid to get the joke and would actually think it meant I would be right back in, like, 5 minutes.
Well, for some reason, you guys mentioned the BRB before I even saw them.
Oh, well, right now we're at 1:15 left in the minigame.
Oh, yeah. I don't even see the minigame yet. I don't know how we keep getting desynced.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, like, is my video just slow?
It might be.
What's the total length of your video? Mine's 23:45.
Oh, yeah, I'm zipping ahead. I was in 19 back there.
Oh, no.
We're currently at 21:50 out of 23:45.
Okay, yeah, I was still, like, I think it was like 3 minutes behind.
Oh, jeez. Behind the scenes at BrainScratch comes.
The curse of video lag.
Nice of this guy who has his gun out to just stand there and let the minions handle us.
So, and also this was, I wanted to make sure this first mission was pretty easy. Like, it was interesting enough, but it was like, I don't want people to get stuck here and go, can't beat this stupid mission, stupid game. So, yeah, I kept it pretty easy, just to, like, yeah, here's the thing. And then from here on out, this is where you get I believe this is where you get, like, a influx of social media messages.
Yeah, this is when the game opens up and you can go kind of anywhere.
Yeah.
It was really classy of Misako to just break that Ming vase for the heck of it before leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, okay.
By the way, can you hear the rain now?
I will have to turn up my in-game volume.
It is dumping hard over here.
Oh, you mean in real life? No, we can't hear it.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't
no.
hear it either.
Nope. Well, I had to turn up my volume to check that too, but I thought you meant in the game. I can believe it, though. I just spent the last 2 frickin' days delivering Amazon packages in frickin' thunderstorm weather.
Oh.
Where in the world are you?
New Jersey.
Jersey.
Yep. I was so What? Why did you both just jump in the fountain?
You gotta take a
We
bath
were
after
trying to
having
go
a
for
bank.
Yeah, I thought we were going after the bat, but I think we both fell in.
Yeah, you gotta wash away the evidence.
The moment I say I'm waterlogged, both characters just jump into the fountain. I'm just like, what? Are you sure this is pre-recorded? I'm just like, what?
Kyoko heard money laundering and was like, oh, okay.
That's not how that works.